Hello, everyone. My name is Greg Harradine. I'm a composer. And on this week's episode of Good Art, Bad Art, I'll be sharing my views on Gwen Stefani's brand new album, Bouquet. It's out today. I've listened to it through. And I'll just give a bit of background about it, and then I'll let you know whether I consider it to be good art or bad art. I'm not saying I have the number one correct opinion, but it is just my opinion, and I'll be delighted to know what you think as well. So, Bouquet, it's her fifth studio album, her first one since 2017's Christmas album, and it's 20 years since her 2004 album Love Angel Music Baby. This time around, she wanted to write songs which reminded her of the songs that she used to listen to in the car when she was around 10 years old. Sort of stuff like Hall & Oates, Steely Dan, The Eagles, classic rock, soft rock. Or even you could use this term yacht rock, which I had only heard of for the first time a matter of days ago. I got to the age of 36 without hearing of this term yacht rock. But yes, she's gone yacht rock for this album. She got in a producer called Scott Hendricks, who's a top country music producer, although it's not a country album. Gwen says it's not a country album, and I agree, it's not a country album. It's more yacht rock, soft rock. And there's barely a hint of electronic music. In fact, there is no hints. There are no electronic sounds, really, to speak of. She got a band in. Yeah, she assembled a band, or Scott Hendricks helped her assemble a band of, Nashville session musicians. And they recorded the songs in Nashville. And it sounds like Gwen Stefani with a band, which is always nice. Love some real instruments. Yeah, that's great. She's given a few interviews about the album. She's described how there are a lot of metaphors to planting seeds, and to things growing. The album titled Bouquet, and 5 of the 10 tracks reference plants. We have Bouquet, we have empty vase, as the Americans say, but in my British way, I would say vase, empty vase. Sounds much better. Marigolds, late to bloom, and purple irises. So lots of references to plants. And Gwen says that, when you plant something, you can't control it. You can't control how it grows, right? You set it off, and then you just have to see what happens. And if it does bloom, then that's great. There's a reward there. But it's temporary and it's fleeting. And that's the kind of theme for the whole album, she says. About her songwriting, she nearly always collaborates with other songwriters, practically all the time. So there's lots of collaborations in terms of the writing here. And she says that when songs come, she feels like she's the vessel. She's actually said that she thinks like, oh, God has let me have this song, and I will then share it, which is interesting. So she's not sort of saying it's all on her. She's actually saying, well, God let me create this song. There we go. Won't comment on that any further right now. And she said that she feels like she's done her dance records. She's done her, her electro pop, her dance records. Now she wanted to create something with a band. So is it any good? No, it's not. I'm afraid to say it's okay. Look, it's not all that bad. It doesn't annoy me. It doesn't annoy me like the music of, the recent music by Coldplay or Ed Sheeran really annoys me. I think it's really terrible. Not like that. No, it's not terrible. It's just a little bit boring. It's just a bit dull, I'm afraid to say. I wish it were otherwise, because I'm a big fan, actually, of Love Angel Music Baby, her first solo album. I thought that was fantastic. Really exciting, interesting electro pop inspired by 80s dance music. I thought it was really excellent and alive. It had some personality, had some oomph, some real sort of power behind it. This just sounds formulaic. It sounds safe. It sounds sanitized. Yeah. She talks about she wanted to write stuff that she used to listen to in the car. Well, this is the sort of music where you could have it on in the car while you're having a conversation with somebody, just as padding in the background, right? It's not the sort of music you'd stop and take notice of and go, oh, this is great, let's listen to this. You just have it on as a musical bed while you can do other things, have a conversation, Let's get into it in a bit more detail. So Yes, lots of references to plants and blooms, things growing. In which track is it? In track 8, Reminders, there's a line, "We can watch our garden grow," which reminded me actually of a quote from Voltaire, from Candide, the famous quote about cultivating one's garden. "Life is bristling with thorns, and I know no other remedy than to cultivate one's garden." Meaning that, look, yeah, life is tough. There's all sorts of terrible things in life. If we just concentrate on our own personal goals and happiness, our own garden, maybe that's for the best. I wonder if that's what Gwen is going for with this album. And I can't quite figure out, if she truly just feels like, yes, this is the record she wanted to make for her own enjoyment and pleasure, then great. Good for her. That's fine. If she thought, if it's more cynical, if she's trying to appeal to like a broad audience of this who likes this kind of yacht rock, then bit of a shame. But I don't know. Just after I listened to the album, I just Googled album reviews, and I saw that Will Hodgkinson from The Times, he thinks it's pretty cynical. He doesn't rate this album. What did he say? He gave it 2 out of 5. He called it a cynical 70s pastiche. Completely unconvincing. Will Hodgkinson of The Times. I don't know if it's cynical. I'll say the jury's out. And I like Gwen. I think this is the record she wanted to make. She it's a bit impolite perhaps to say her exact age, but it's common knowledge she's in her 50s. She's no spring chicken, let's say. Maybe this is the album she wanted to make in her 50s. She recorded Love Angel Music Baby in her 30s. And that felt a lot more vibrant, the album of someone in their 30s. This is different. It's just a bit too formulaic for me. The first 2 songs, Somebody Else's and Bouquet, have exactly the same chord progression in the choruses. Chord 1 to 6, 4 to 5. Exactly the same. Marigolds, track 5, almost the same again. 1, 6, and then 2 to 5. The same chord progression as Last Christmas. Maybe her Christmas album really got stuck in her head, but you can literally sing the song Last Christmas over the intro to Marigolds, and it fits perfectly. Just try it. Yeah, just try it. There's a few almost catchy songs. Some of the singles, Purple Irises, not Swallow My Tears. Swallow My Tears. Those are kind of catchy, but just too formulaic. Leaves me wanting to listen to something more exciting. So Gwen, I'm afraid to say I'll give it the score of 42 out of 100. I love your early stuff, Gwen. Not so much this time around. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Good Art, Bad Art. Goodbye.